We start in Indonesia, where demonstrators say recent concessions won't be enough to stop the protests. Some groups say they'll keep taking to the streets until their demands are met. Discontent with the government erupted over 2 weeks ago over issues such as controversial housing allowance for lawmakers. Local media say 10 people have died in the unrest so far.
We are fed up with what the parliament is doing at the moment. So we want to say that the parliament should know its place, because it should represent or use the aspirations of the people as the basis for policy making. So parliament should know its place.
Finance Minister Sri Mulyani was among those who came under fire. Her residence was attacked late last month by protesters. President Prabowo Subianto then ousted her in a cabinet reshuffle Monday. Earlier, he also announced they would repeal some allowances. However, it's unclear if it's had the intended effect. Many social media posts remain critical of the government, with some saying the protests will continue. For more on this, we're joined by NHK World's Jakarta Bureau Chief Yoshimoto Akinori. So, Akinori, what's it like in Jakarta right now?
There are still intermittent protests, but no riots. It's very calm compared to before. Some of the bus stops that were damaged in the arrest are even getting repaired. But that doesn't mean this crisis is over. People are still taking to the street, voicing their dissatisfaction with the government.
So let's dig into that a bit. It sounds like they've given in to some of the demands. Why are people still so upset with the government?
This protest began with the allowances and then picked upstream when a motorcycle driver was struck and killed by the police vehicle. But what we're hearing now is that people are dissatisfied with their lives and they want major change. Indonesia's economy is growing, but specific industries like manufacturing aren't doing well. Many Indonesians lost their jobs over the last year. Even those that are working are struggling. Nearly 60% of the Indonesian workers are in so-called informal jobs, like running food stalls or driving motorbike taxis. Put it together, and many young people feel they have no future. So when the government started giving itself these big allowances, that dissatisfaction finally had a target. Politicians are seen as a privileged class disconnected from the will of the people.
And what is the will of the people at this point? What are they asking for?
Citizens have a list of about 25 demands. They include things like freezing lawmaker parks and increasing transparency. They also want the military to be less involved in law enforcement. As I said, the government already did some things, like cut the allowances that triggered the protest. Now they are trying to show they're listening. For example, hundreds of students recently met with local assembly members. But one expert told me those kind of measures might not be enough. If the administration doesn't show it willing to stand by the people, or if the economy doesn't pick up, then the unrest might flare up again. He compared it to the situation in 1998, when widespread protests toppled the authoritarian Suharto regime. All of this is a crucial test for President Prabowo, who will soon mark 1 year in office.
Thanks, Akinori. That was NHK World's Yoshimoto Akinori in Jakarta.